Om Shanti, good morning. So, welcome all of you to the Avyakt Murli Reading Club English. Happy Diwali once again to all of you. And yesterday you all listened to the Murli of 27th of May 77. We'll just quickly look at what was the title and then look at love, remembrance, and namaste because that really summarizes everything. Today we'll be seeing the meeting with Avyak Babdada, who Babdada is meeting the different groups. So the title was A Powerful Stage Means the Seed Stage, and that is equal to the Father. And Baba was mentioning about four types of warriors because the reasons for not being able to maintain a steady stage are lack of constant attention in the entire day's timetable. Second is not being able to accumulate a treasure store of positive thoughts and instead having waste thoughts. Third being children try to make any minor situation look as a very big one, a major one. And the reason being not being able to apply what we have heard, the different methods. And that's because of weaknesses, kami and kamzori. And lastly, Baba says different types of sanskars which we are having, which we are still using. And that's the reason we are not able to finish them because we are being deceived by them again and again since we are using them. So Baba says these are the four different types of warriors in one way. And we'll just read this that to those who are, because these five lines summarize what was there in the Murli, and then we'll go to the groups meeting. So to those who are constantly powerful and full with the treasures of knowledge, to those who are the embodiment of experience, so Anubhavi Swarup through the Shaktiya of all the powers, and this happening through the pilgrimage of remembrance, Yad Ki Yatra Dwara. To those who easily overcome any adverse situation in 1 second with their own stage, the seed stage, and to the knowledgeable souls who, like the Father, are the embodiment of virtues and powers. Sarvagun Swarup and Shakti Swarup. Bapdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Now, Baba meeting Didi. So, this is of 77. So, Didi Manmohini was still around. She left the body in 83. So, today, the foreigners are especially pulling Baba towards themselves. Even whilst Baba is seeing this gathering, the foreigners are constantly appearing in front of Baba's vision. With this special attention of remembrance, they are having sweet conversations with the Father with full force. Meethi meethi ru rehan, with lot of force. Each one is placing the thought of enthusiasm within his mind in front of Baba as though he's talking to Baba personally. So, why do the foreigners have so much happiness, and what's the reason for this? As yesterday, Sunday's Murli, if you all would have read it and if you remember it now, Baba was addressing the foreigners that they feel that they need to go to the beach to have a vacation along the beach side when they are upset. Baba says, you'll never come to the beach side means going towards the physical beach of nature. Whilst Baba said you all should be coming to Baba's room because that is the beach of Gyan Sagar, the ocean of knowledge. You should be coming and having a conversation with him there. And yesterday Baba gave us beautiful reasons of how we are not Sada Prasanchit. Sada means always cheerful. And Baba said be cheerful and careful. No questions inside. So that's the reason we lose our happiness. So Baba's asking now, why do the foreigners have so much happiness, and what is the reason for this? So those of the new garden think that they have come late, and that unless they carry out some special task, they won't be able to take a high jump and move forward. So the new garden means the new children who have come after 69, after the Sakar Palna. So in 77 itself, Baba was telling, so 69 and 77, hardly 8 years. So Baba was saying that double foreigners are feeling that they have come late, and therefore they are not able to take a high jump and move forward. They have this deep desire to demonstrate something special. They want to demonstrate doing something that has not yet been done. And because of this, and in this intoxication, they don't consider whether it is day or night, and do not even consider their body or wealth. So Baba is actually praising them a lot. They have a good aim. The Lakshya is good. Those from each place are thinking that the name should spread from their country. Because of this race, each one is moving ahead of the other. So Baba ki pratyakshta, mm, Baba's revelation. Each one of the double foreigners is trying to reveal Baba from his or her own country. It is right that the name will be revealed from the foreign lands, but from which land will it be revealed? So Baba always says that the title of Vishwa Kalyankari, that is world benefactor, that title basically is sarthak, or is in place because of double foreigners, because it is only when Brahma Baba became an angel, an avyakt angel, that the service spread out to the foreign lands. And then in the right way now, because Baba is not only of Indian souls, but he is the Baba of all the souls in the world. So it is right that the name will be revealed from foreign lands, and Baba likes that. But Baba is asking, from which land will it be revealed? Which country will become the instrument for this? Which place will emerge with a person to become instrumental for this? So, this is why each of them is deeply absorbed in their desire. Babdada also feels very good seeing the effort and enthusiasm of the children. Then, speaking to Dadi Janki, are you sitting here or in the foreign land? Because it had been almost 4 years. 1974 73, Dadi was sent for service. It was just 4 years. So Baba is asking her, where are you sitting? Are you thinking of plans for foreign service, or will you think about that when you board the plane? So Baba is being so jovial with her. Then Baba wants to ask the Maharathis a question. So I hope you know what is a Maharathi. Maharathi is such an effort maker whose effort is really excellent, one of the top class. And Maharathi, it basically symbolizes an elephant. But when we say the word itself also has a lot of meaning. Maha means great, Mahan, and Rathi means a soul who's sitting in the body and is sitting on its seat, perfect on the seat, not getting upset. And the stage is of a very higher stage, a flying stage. So you can imagine if you're riding a horse or if you're riding an what would be more stable? Obviously an elephant. An elephant obviously is much more taller in height than a horse, and also the stage is very stable, because horse, you know how you feel, you're rocking and rolling all the time on the horse seat, the back seat of the horse, whilst on the elephant it's a very stable motion, it's a very stable stature over there. So Maharathis means someone who is very stable, someone who's in the very flying stage and in a very high stage all the time. So Baba is asking such souls a question. And usually the senior dadis are called Maharathis because they have demonstrated that stability in their actions. So you ask Baba many questions, and so there is this special heart to heart conversation with the Maharathis. Baba enjoys doing this with the Maharathis. Baba also likes such full past children. In the Rosary of Victory, what is the difference between the first bead and the 108th bead? All the beads are called victorious jewels, And the rosary is called the Rosary of Victory, Vijay Mala. So Baba is asking Vijay Male, Mala ke dane ho. However, is the basis of claiming the number of the first bead or the last bead specifically based on any one subject or on the total marks as a whole? So today Baba is like teacher. He's asking in detail and he's analyzing our results. So one is to claim the marks in a specific subject and the other is to claim total marks in all subjects. So what's the secret of this? That is, what is the deep secret of victory? Deep secret. The secret of this is indeed very deep. And what is the special subject of the dual bead and the eight jewels? So dual bead is what we call the Meru Yugal Dana. Yugal means dual, together. That is Mama and Baba, and of the Ashtratan, the eight ones. Not even the 100 and not even the 16,000 ones. What is then, so what is the special subject and speciality of this dual bead and of the eight jewels first? And then next, what's the speciality of these 100 jewels? That 108 after that, so 108. And then what's the difference between those at the front and those at the back? So churn these secrets and Baba will then tell you. Baba then left us like that. Try to find out the differences for yourself. Then Baba says, today Baba went on a tour. This is something gross. But what is the subtle difference that still remains in the effort of the Maharathis, due to which they claim the second, third, or fourth number? So, a lot of subtle differences. Like yesterday, I remember Baba was speaking about aprapti and irsha. That's the reason why we keep always sliding away from our seat, the seat of what we call soul consciousness. Irsha means jealousy, and that's what doesn't help us to remain in that state. And then Baba also spoke about knowledgeful, powerful, and being successful. And he mentioned two reasons about success. The first being Nishchay Buddhi, that having full faith in the intellect. That was the reason. And second is Safal Karo or Safalta Pao. We don't really make our treasures worthwhile. Samay Shwas Sankalp, the time, our breath, and our thoughts. So that's what is the reason that makes us claim the second, third, or fourth number. Of course, all Maharathis are well known, but on what basis do they claim the second, third, or fourth number? So today Baba was seeing this deep effort of the Maharathis. Then, even out of the eight special jewels, what is the difference between the first and the last jewel? So Baba is becoming more and more subtle. So, from all the eight, what's the difference between the first and the second? Or rather, first and the last eighth of the jewel? All eight are worshipped, but there is a difference in the way they are worshipped. And even there's a difference in their victory. Again, Nishchay Buddhi Vijayanti, that the full faith, the firm faith in the intellect, there's always a little bit of difference in the first and even the last of the eight jewels. So each one's speciality is special, and whatever particular weaknesses still remain is also the basis on which the number is created. So Baba just in one line he said that. So because everyone is so unique and special, and also everyone's weakness is still the reason. And I remember yesterday when Baba was speaking in the blessing about how to become a contented soul, he was speaking about kami kamzori, our weaknesses, but he was also speaking about two other sanskars which we have. And Baba said, you don't need to have that. Otherwise, you can't give the ahuti, the swaha, in the yajna of your weaknesses. And what is that? Nirbalta and komalta. It was there in the explanation of the blessing. Today also we're having a blessing here. So Nirbalta is being very fearful all the time, whether I can do that or not. And Komalta is being very soft, softness. So Baba is saying it all depends on which particular weakness still remains and that forms the basis of the numbers. So today, Bab finally at the end, Baba says that he was seeing both these things: what speciality you have and what weakness you still have. And so now churn this amongst yourself. And yesterday, since last 3 Sundays, Baba is making us do the drill, the 1 minute silence drill, which here also it's nice what we do at the end. We don't do the drill actually, but we try to revise and absorb what Baba has said. But I think we should be doing these drills more often, where we should take out time, go in silence, and churn for ourselves, each to his own, that what is the thing, what is my speciality, and also what is my weakness, still, which yesterday also Baba said, which still makes you go into the waste. The queue of waste begins. Because all of us have something or the other triggers, and these triggers or stimuli are so different for each one. Not everyone has the same weakness, and not every situation which triggers in me a weakness will trigger for you all as well. So everyone's would be so different. So Baba ends with that saying, do you understand your speciality and your weakness? And let's look at the blessing for today from this Murli. The blessing is, may you be a constantly fearless and victorious Mahavir soul who finds a solution to every problem. Again, fearless came here as well, like yesterday. And victorious Mahavir who find a solution to every problem. Baba says, who are not Samadhan Swarup, not Samasya Swarup. So those who are Mahavirs can never give the excuse that the circumstances were such, that the problems were such, and that they were therefore defeated. It's the duty of the problem to come. And what's the duty of the Mahavirs? To find a solution to that problem and not be defeated. Therefore, Mahavir is one who constantly remains fearless and becomes victorious and does not become weak in trivial matters. Mahavir victorious souls never become upset. They don't leave their seat, right? The seat of self respect, Swaman ki seat. But they remain happy at every step through their body and mind. Waves of sorrow cannot come to them even in their dreams. So dreams also become so pure and happy. So may you be such a constantly fearless and victorious Mahavir soul. And the slogan is always to have benevolent feelings, Kalyankari Bhavna, for everyone, is the qualification of a Jnani Yogi soul. To have benevolent feelings for everyone is the qualification of Jnani Yogi soul. So I'll just stop sharing here and then we'll spend a minute in silence and then you all can start sharing. Om Shanti. Thank you. You can start sharing if you wish to.
So the point at which I like this, Baba says, about Maharathis. So Baba says the secrets, churn the secrets, how the number of Maharathis is placed. So though they are, um, from 1 to 8, but still in that line also there is a number who comes first and who goes to the last from 1 to 8. So that is based on their speciality and the qualities. How that is defined is based on how they deal with the situation. So everybody will have their own way looking at the problem. One will make the problem big problem smaller, or whereas others might make this small problem big. So it's all based on how they deal with it. So that's my takeaway for today, is to see throughout the day the situation comes on my way, how I'm going to deal with that, whether I'm making it bigger or am I making the situation smaller. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Om Shanti, brother. It was a kind of different approach in the second part of the Murli, because when the Murli started, Baba spoke about the seed stage. Baba explained about what is the seed stage, and then he gave two reasons, like what do we need in order to really attain it. He spoke, as you summarized, as we need constant attention and we need positive thoughts. Then he also gave two caution points about weakness and samskars. But in the second part, when after touching about the double foreigners, the rosary always interested me. Now, I just wanted to ask, Baba always mentions this rosary. And for me, rosary, before coming to the Gyan, as I was as I was brought up in a convent, I always remember these nuns going about with a rosary and remembering God in the name of the rosary. Or I see many of the saints and all turning the rosary with the namavali and all, which generally we say any namavali consists of 108. The, the Ashta Stotram, which we say, consists of 108. That's how I have seen the rosary. But over here in our Murlis, Baba speaks about a very different mathematical kind of thing. First of all, he says Rudramala, Vijayamala. And I wanted to know are these two different, or are these just two different concepts according to basis of time? Secondly, the number which he says. Of course, the dual, we understood the mother and father, Mama and Baba. And Shiv Baba isn't there because he's the one who's creating the rosary. So there's 8. And then how are these 8 souls taken? And then the next 100. And then the next 16,000. Of course, only these are their part of the rosary. The 9 lakh are outside the rosary. So qualities, of course, of the rosary we have learned through the Murlis. But could you just explain a little bit about these mathematics, brother? 800. And I want to know whether in that 8, the 2 are included, the dual bead. And then the next 100. And that's one thing, the mathematics. Secondly, Baba always said the first beat or the last beat, they are beats of the rosary. Whether you're in the front or whether you're number 8 or whether you're number 100. So if when all have the same, is there any superiority between both? Or what is that rank? If you could give us some churning on the rosary, brother. Om Shanti.
Yeah, so thank you for your question. So, as far as my understanding goes from Sakar Murlis, so Baba speaks about Rudra Mala and Runda Mala. And Runda Mala is also called Vishnu's Mala, which is the Mala or the Vijay Mala or the Rosary of Victory. So, first is Rudra. Rudra means Shiv. So, Rudra Mala means basically, it's not a mala exactly, it's just the name mentioned as Mala, but it is basically all the children of Baba who are not even into knowledge. So all the souls in the world, whatever we are now in number, I don't know exact, but it is, we say, 850 crore, 850 million souls in the world. How much? I mean, it's just constantly increasing. We know that. And these are the ones who may not have realized Baba or may have realized. So it's BKs plus non-BKs. More important is the Rundmala or Vishnu Kimala, which Baba is speaking about and which you were also speaking about constantly. That's the rosary of victory. So, in that, the first 8 jewels, as Baba was saying, and Baba even goes to the extent of saying that even the first, that is Lakshmi Narayan, Mama, and Baba, and even the last, not in the in the rosary, but the last soul of the first day, which is the 9 lakh soul, is also Ati Priya to me as like Brahma, Baba, and Mama. Ati Priya means I love them as well equally. That's because every soul is so unique. And Baba says, even if you have all sorts of 99 weaknesses, but the one most important speciality which all the children have is, anyone wants to share? What's the speciality which Baba really speaks about all the time? That is that we all have realized Baba.
Baba.
We have recognized Baba, right? Thanks, Vijit Bhai. So that's the unique speciality, and that's what Baba is very proud of, that you are my children and you have recognized me, the form as I am. मैं जो हूँ जैसा हूँ, you have realized me. So therefore, Baba really keeps everyone on his, what we call, on his eyes, palkon pe bitha ke, which means he holds a very, he holds all children and a very high status in his eyes. And that is so logical to understand for people who are parents here in the group. You all have your own kids, all of you. So if you have 2 or 3 kids, previously people used to have 7, 8, 12. Now the number is almost just one and a nuclear family, but some still have 2 to 3. And each child of yours is so different. And just consider this an example and try to assess for yourself, all of you, that if you have, for example, 2 children, one of them is sort of, he's earning the household, everything for you. He's the one who's the breadwinner of the family. He does everything. He goes outside, does business, so on and so forth. And because of his presence, you sort of are wealthy and your household is being run. And on the other hand, the second one maybe is a little bit physically challenged. He's not able to take care of himself, or maybe he's normal physically, not challenged, or mentally challenged as well, but he's of no use. He's just sitting at home and not doing anything. He's unemployed, he's not even well educated, so on and so forth. So there are 2 children who are absolutely different. But as a parent, ask yourself this question, all of you, that as a parent, obviously you will regard both of them as equal, right? The same thing is for Baba. There are so many million souls in the world. One is to the quality, to the tune of quality of Brahma, Baba, and Mama themselves, and one is to the tune of quality of the last, not even the last number of 108 or 16,108. We are speaking about just the last soul coming, or maybe the last soul of the Treta Yuga as well, the 30, the 33 crore, that one. So each one is so different. And it is, if you, the next question which I think you were asking was about the golden age when we go. So is there a superiority or something? So obviously, this word superiority, inferiority is a word of duality, or this is a word which takes you into duality, that if someone is supreme, then someone is inferior, superior, inferior. That duality starts only from Dwapar Yuga, the age. Therefore, it's called the age of duality or the Yuga of duality. So in Golden Age, whoever these 8 Maharaja, Maharanis are there, they are having their own kingdoms. Then we have the smaller Rajas and Ranis, which are the 100 ones. And then 16,000 are yet, they are basically 16,000 are nothing but the royal family, who are the relatives living in the kingdom. And then all of them will have their own das dasis, maids. And then Baba speaks about going into the praja, the subjects, and so on and so forth. Baba has in many murlis, in Sakar murlis, he speaks about the various levels. So in Satyug, obviously we have so many levels according to the status, the pad which we have, but all of them are 100% soul conscious. So even while Lakshmi Narayan are walking together and they have subjects on their side who are showering flowers onto them, and they are doing all sorts of things, they are maids, they are doing all work for them, but there's no consciousness or ego consciousness in Lakshmi Narayan, oh, that I am the great one here, I am the number one. Or even the consciousness, oh, I am not good, I am inferior, or I, I am a das dasi of theirs, I'm a maid, I'm a knocker, chakar. So that consciousness is not there because all of them are in soul conscious state. And also Baba says that even a das dasi who is living outside, not even in the royal house, or not trying to nurse Krishna, but the one who's living outside also has their own big house, the ones living in the subjects, or even the das dasis of the subjects, the maids of the subjects. So they also are equally happy because they are 100% soul conscious. It's an age of total happiness, right? Therefore, we call it Sukh Dham. Shanti Dham is our home, and Sukh Dham, which is 100% happiness. So no trace of sorrow. So no one has this consciousness, this comparison, duality is never there. So no, no consciousness of being superior or inferior. So I hope that answers. Thank you.
Yeah, but that one point when you said the thing which brings us together, and then you said, but sometimes I always used to think, the Rudra Mala is always merged into the Vishnu Mala. And I remember in one of the Murlis, I also said that even sometimes Prajapita Brahma also has got a role in a mala. I just wanted to clarify it. Does he also have a role? And yes, I also have, I sometimes when I read this mala, I believe it was just, for souls descending once they reach Paramdam and come down. According to the beads of the rosary, they generally descend down. So I understood it as like that. So as my effort. But Baba always keeps saying the rosary is not permanent. Even the rosary which you're seeing now will not be the final rosary. And some new faces will come up. Somebody who have not yet recognized Baba, but recognize Baba later will also come up. So the rosary is not fixed. So I used to just think, how would Baba fix the beads? Of course, rosary is just a memorial. It's not something. So I just wanted just that much clarification to know if each soul is unique. And as you rightly said, there's no question of superiority and all. It is just a way of recognizing the effort. So as you said, Papa, like a mother, I have one son who's really doing everything and all. Always, I would have concern for him. I will take all my children equal, but I would place him high up. I would really place him high up because he's the one who's taken the mantle of the family. So maybe just to recognize that Baba has placed number one, number two, number three. But of course, one and two is confirmed. That's what Baba said. Just to get that clarification, brother, I wanted to know. Thank you, brother.
Would you mind sharing some thoughts about Maharathis and what sort of effort that a Maharathi I would be making, and how how one can judge whether they are Maharathis or um, uh, yeah.
To
Please.
add to that question, Manoj bhai,
Yeah.
same question I had, but why does Baba give this three classification of Ghoda Savari, Infantry, and Maharathi? Just that three classification also. Why does Baba make in the Murlis?
Yeah, so it's very logical and it's a good question, very good to understand. So let's all of us check ourselves right now at this moment, and you'll come to know it's a Maharathi or not. Maharathi is not about just the seniors, the dadis. Yes, they have done that effort and how they are Maharathi. So if I can ask myself just this one question, am I really stable 24/7 in the entire day, come what may? So I'll get the answers. And again, each to his own. Come what may, there'll be a lot of circumstances today. Also, it's 13 November. Let's try to flash forward our day 12 hours from now, 6 o'clock till 6 p.m. See your entire day. Or maybe if you want to go back, past day 24, yesterday, Diwali day, either yesterday or further. So now, if you want to assess yourself for the future, look that in the entire day, what is the status of my mind? Is it really up and down? Which means not only the things which are disturbing me, now those days are gone where people have stopped disturbing you on a very physical level, like you really go up and down where you're outburst with a lot of anger and then suddenly you're feeling very low and depressed. So we are not speaking about that. We're speaking now about very royal a level of checking whereby someone has said something to me and then immediately go back within and see how you're feeling. If someone has not said something nice to you in the entire day, in the next 12 hours, what am I feeling? What are my thoughts? So forget the word disturb, but for someone has said something, is my trail instead the train or trail started off waste thoughts inside, like someone said this, oh, why did you, if I have worn a dress, oh, this dress, what has happened to your taste, for example, when someone is asking. So then what is the trail of thoughts which has started inside me? Am I able to put a full stop, find that this person is not liking my dress, I have bought the dress for blah blah for my reason, but then can I just stop over there and just not think that why this person said that, why? So as Baba said yesterday as well, if we go into this queue of why, why, when, where, what, who, when we go into all these question marks in life, we really leave the seat of Maharathi. And as you were asking, Baba has given this comparison. Always we have, whenever we say in comparative terms, we give this three grades all the time, right? We know it's good, better, and best. And in the opposite would be bad, worse, and worst, right? Something like that. So same thing is when we speak of Maharathi, they are the perfect ones, the excellent ones. Then when we come down to the Ghodeswar, the warriors, the horse warriors, they are, the name itself tells us, Baba also mentioned in this Murli, they are all the time at war. Warrior means war, and at war with, we know, with our own sanskars, with our own weaknesses, because we get carried away by them. Whilst a Maharathi is not carried away. Maharathi is all the time stable, in charge, in control of its emotions, thoughts, in control of all his sense organs, the karmendriya as well. He or she knows what thought to create at what time, which karmendriya he knows will give him dhoka, which means will deceive. So today also the word deception was there. So that's Maharathi, the excellent quality. The warriors are constantly fighting, and therefore Baba says, if you are still fighting with your sanskars, might as well know that you'll come in the world where you will be carrying the bow and arrow, which means directly your entry will be into the Treta Yuga, maybe. We don't know, but maybe. And finally, it's the infantry or the cavalry, what they call, which is the ones Yeah, the ones who are fighting on the horses, they have a better speed because they're at least the horse is a little bit more speed. Whereas the ones who are fighting just on the playground or on the war ground rather, not playground. So on the war ground, they are the ones which Baba Sahib calls pyade. Pyade means they are just the infantry. So their speed is sort of very slow compared to the ones who are on the horse riders or the warriors. So it's the effort which they make makes them like that. So the last ones, the effort, I must say, it's not a good word to say, but it's the worst effort. Then the second ones are the middle grade ones who are constantly fighting, sometimes good, sometimes bad. So their state is up and down. And the first ones are excellent. And though Baba says that even in not the 100, the 8 ones are the ones who are full pass or the pass with honors. And Baba always says about that Dadi Gulzar was one of them. And they will be sort of with the Dharam Raj right hand. They will be the right hands. They'll be sitting at what is that in the end time when we pass through the gate where revelation each one of us will be revealed that what we have done and therefore we are getting that position further. So they will be in that Dharamraj gate. So the 8 jewels are sitting there along with Brahma Baba and Shiv Baba. So that's what you know. Well, anyway, we don't need to go in this details of who are those 8 jewels. Please don't go in that at all. That's waste. That's not knowledge. That is absolutely going bizarre. But in certain instances and sandeshas or messages, it has been recalled that yes, Dadi Gulzar will be one of them, and therefore you can see this that soul had such a special stage. She was a Maharathi, a true Maharathi. So if the answer to Bajit Bhai would be who are these Maharathis, so at least one of them is Dadi Gulzar. We must look at that and try to be like them, the way she was in such a yogi stage all the time. Right.
Thank you, brother.
Manoj, so you say all this is just for the stage. Like I always remember Baba says, the gap between a thought and an action is less for a Maharati. It's a little more for a horse, and for an inventory, they just going on thinking. So because whenever Baba mentions these three, in two cases he mentions, one is in their effort making, and secondly, in their stage. But I always felt, suppose you're in the army, infantry people are the one who are really down on the ground. But the one who's sitting on the top of the elephant, yes, he has reached that stage fine, but never does he come across the real enemy. So in the effort maker, I think from the infantry, this we also reach that stage. So I have always taken this Maharati classification as stage or effort maker. Thank you, brother.
Right. So I think shall we go in the meditation mode, and I think we'll spend in silence rather than any commentary. Om Shanti. Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Manoj Bhai. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a lovely day.